Boom Chanka, how's it going everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with a live video for you, United Tonight, where we will be discussing all things Manchester United that have been going on at the moment this week. Obviously, I've not made a video for a few days, so forgive me on that one. But a couple of things I want to get into and talk about tonight. Sky Sports are reporting that Inter Milan have confirmed that they are in talks with United for the potential signing of Romelu Lukaku. This has been a long drawn out process, of course. There's been speculation for weeks. The last I heard, Inter were offering an amount up front to take him on loan for the season, which is just absolutely ridiculous, and then pay us 27 million a season or something for the next couple of years, which is obviously valuing Lukaku around about 60 million pounds, something like that. So it's not good from Inter Milan. We've got a little bit of beef with them. Perisic, there was a time a couple of years ago we had a close negotiation with them and they just bent us over and stitched us up at the last moment, tried to squeeze a little bit more out of us. Well, United should stay strong on this one. I do want to see Romelu Lukaku leave the club because I just don't think it worked out last season for him. I'd like to see him make way for another striker that we can bring in, which we'll have to do pretty sharpish, which we're not doing. Because that would only benefit us, I think. Don't get me wrong, Romelu Lukaku is a very good player indeed. You can see that when he plays for Belgium. You can see that when he played for Everton. But when he plays for United, I don't know. I don't know if it's the way that the team play. It does not complement Romelu Lukaku's style of play. He's a big lummox, Emil Heskey type man. Big physical hold-up player, good in the air, strong, 2 left feet. That's basically Romelu Lukaku. No, he can finish. He is a decent. He's more technical player than Emil Heskey, I'd say, but there's not much in it. It's time that he left. I think there's a few big name players that we need to get out. Not only because we've got to make way for some better players, we also need to generate some transfer money because it seems that the Glazers are only prepared really to suck money out of the club and not put that much money back into the club. Because let's not forget that United have just got 100 million TV deal. For the season. We also are just a huge commercial entity. So there's no doubt in that United could just go out and spend a couple 100 million if we really want to. But I think what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been told is that he has to generate more in the transfer kitty, more money in the transfer kitty from the sale of players. And it's apparent that maybe Romelu Lukaku is not in his plans. And there's a lot of speculation, of course, about him joining Inter. Basically, the Inter sporting director, Piero Arcillier, is in the UK at the moment to negotiate a deal for him. So this is got the wheels in motion. This is a potential to happen. If United want to get rid of him, then we need to ask for a reasonable amount of money. 60 million is not enough for a player like Romelu Lukaku, really. In the way the current market is, João Felix, 113 million nicker. What? Football's gone bloody mad. It really has. It's gone insane. But if that's the sort of transfer market that it is at the moment, then Romelu Lukaku is worth 75 million pounds all day long in a bag of freaking Doritos, because he is a good player. He does have a good record. He has done it in the top flight. He is a great goal scorer for Belgium. He is a great player for Belgium. He would be a great asset to any one of those Serie A clubs that would like to sign him. It's a good league that would really suit him, actually, because he's very physical. It's a little bit slower. He probably would benefit from playing for a big club like Inter. It's good for his career. It's just not worked out like United for the lad, I don't think. As much as I wanted it to, as happy as I was when we signed him, and I was really happy, based on what he's shown in the Premier League before joining Manchester United. But unfortunately, like a lot of the players that United signed, certainly since Alex Ferguson left, they just all absolutely melt job when they come to United, and they look like the next second coming when they're a prospect. But when we actually get them through the door and they're wearing the red shirt, they just can't seem to quite replicate the form that they showed previously, which is massively annoying. Same goes for Paul Pogba. There's a lot of talk about Paul Pogba's potential move away. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in his press conference for the tour over in Australia, obviously we've got a game against Perth on Saturday, which I will try and do a video for, a live stream for, but I will try. But basically, he has said that Pogba's a great lad, he's a great professional, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Yeah, whatever, Gollum lad, okay? No. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I love you, you're a United legend. Come on now. I understand what you're doing here. But does that mean that Paul Pogba's going to be staying at the club if you're putting a metaphorical arm around him and stroking his ego and making him feel safe, making him feel wanted, and all that sort of stuff, does that mean that he's seriously in your plans? Because that annoys me. Because there is a lot of speculation from other teams that have got the interest to bring him in. Other teams want to sign the lad. So why don't we? Oh, I just realised I've got bloody bit of bloody the freaking tripod stuck on the camera. Anyway, that's better. So there's a lot of other teams. Real Madrid are interested in signing Paul Pogba. Juventus are interested in signing Paul Pogba. And we're talking big money here. We're actually talking more money than what we signed him for, which is mental because we signed him for like 80 odd million pounds. And from what I've seen him do in a United shirt, okay, he's had a good performance here and there, but generally, he hasn't even justified the 80 million. Yet apparently there's teams queuing up to sign him for somewhere in the region of 150 million pounds, lads and lasses. So what should United do right now? It's a no-brainer. You've got a volatile character who perhaps it's just never going to happen for at Manchester United, who's got all the talent in the world. Everybody can see that. He's got it in his locker, everything that a complete midfielder would like to have, the range of passing, the vision, the physicality, the way he reads the game. He is a very intelligent player and very good technical player as well. But he's also, in my opinion, not got the best attitude, not shown out there that he can be that sort of passionate leader who will fight to the bitter end. That's what I want from United. They don't have to be the best player in the world. I just want them to fight to the bitter end and go out on their shield fighting for this great club. So that's my issue that I've got with Paul Pogba. If he stays, then yeah, maybe you could build a team around him if you get his mentality right, if he's bang up for it, if he's 100% motivated, which is a big if, lads and lasses. It's a big if. But if that can happen, then who knows? You could just see a real resurgence from Paul Pogba. You could see a complete rejuvenation of his career at Manchester United. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't want that to happen because I think this is an opportunity for United to get 150 million and then go out there and strengthen the team with real characters, with real players, with up-and-comers, with the potential future next United legends, which, Paul Pogba, in my opinion, is never going to be. He's never going to be a Scholesy, or he just couldn't possibly do that for United, I don't think. He would be good over there. Real Madrid need to come knocking. If they do, Manchester United need to listen to Office. That's all I'm saying. Everybody who's tuning in right now, thanks very much for stopping by on the live stream. Hope you're all having a good one. If you're in here looking at this questionable mug, then please do chuck a like on this video and get your thoughts and opinions in about what we are talking about tonight on United Tonight, which is, of course, just the strange goings on at Manchester United at the moment. Lots of players that could be going out. Funnily enough, the players that are actually being talked about going out, the high-profile players that are going out, or that hopefully will be going out, players like Lukaku and Pogba and Sanchez, they're actually our marquee signings that we put all our hope and faith in and money in, paid them a huge amount of money, spent a huge amount of money to get them to the club. And they're actually the ones that we want out the door first because we can generate that money, we can use that money better. That's the fact. We can use the money better elsewhere. Alexis Sanchez, nobody wants him because he's on £500,000 a week. He's not going to leave because he's being paid a literal fortune every single week just to massage his dogs. And of course, he is very happy, I'm sure, doing that. Why wouldn't he? It's a job, I guess, at this stage. He has done quite a lot in his career. He's got that big payday at Manchester United. Unfortunately, we're the mugs that agreed to pay him that sort of money. But while he's here, I don't see him going, do you know what? They don't really want me. I don't feel like I can make the impact here. I am actually going to go to Inter. I'm going to go to wherever it may be. And I'm going to take a pay cut of exactly 50%. You wouldn't do it, would you? Whoever you are, I don't care how much money you've got. I mean, maybe some people wouldn't actually, let's be real. But in this day and age, modern day footballers, mercenaries, a lot of them. And I don't think, even though Alexis Sanchez seems like a nice bloke, and he does seem like a nice bloke, I don't think he really, truly wants to be here at Manchester United anymore, and I don't think he's truly prepared to put 100% into it. But no other mug will come and get him, so he's probably a mug that we're stuck with. In regards to the other big prima donna, marquee, premier signings that we signed, the likes of Pogba and Lukaku, it's just not quite worked out to 100%. Lukaku, somewhere around 50% of his abilities have been shown. Paul Pogba, somewhere around about 40% of his abilities have been shown for United in a consistent basis. That's what I mean. So it's just gash, isn't it? It's absolutely gash what's going on at the club. United still not made any more big signings. Bruno Fernandes is another one. Harry Maguire. They're all irons in the fire, so to speak. And apparently we are in talks with these clubs and negotiating with these clubs to get these players in. But I mean, the fact is, if you can get 150 million for Paul Pogba, 80 million on Maguire, fair enough. Sometimes you do have to pay a premium just to get your man. And we do need to get our man at the moment because we can't go another season with Jones and Small in the back. We need to get our man. And unfortunately, even if it's 90 million, I hate to say it, Maguire to me, even in this current market, is a 60 million pound player. He really is. He's a good player, and that's crazy money. It really is. But in this current market, the way things are, how important players are to teams, the fact that maybe other teams in the league are not so quick to sell because they are getting the money from the TV revenue and all that sort of thing, it means that it's a reasonable amount of money. So I would say that United need to just pay the money, worry about selling players afterwards. You know, it seems like United are only prepared to really go out there and pay the money and bring a player in once we've maybe got one of these big players off the books, like Lukaku and Sanchez or Pogba. Once that happens, then maybe you will see a bit more transfer movement from United. But the fact is, this should have been wrapped up long ago. It's not like United don't have the funds there in reserve to go and spend the money and bring in players, because we do. So why have United had to do it this way? Why couldn't we get the players in before the tour? Get the players in before the tour. Allow Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the time to try and work with these players. Get rid of a couple of players that we don't have, because the fact of the matter is we have got the same shite squad that we had last season, except that we've got minus Antonio Valencia, we've got minus Ander Herrera, and we've got plus Daniel James. Christ, it's a moth from hell. Anyway. We've got Daniel James, and we've also got... totally lost my train of thought with this crazy moth attack right here. Who's the other one that we signed? Crikey. Anyway, it's been a slow transfer window for Manchester United at the moment. We do need to get the deals wrapped up. We do need to bring in other players. At the very least, 2 more players. Very least. And I mean 2 first-team players here. Daniel James is great and everything, and I do expect him to feature a lot in the first team, but he's still a young lad who needs to develop and needs to bed in and improve and raise his game to the Premier League. Absolutely. So we need players that are ready-made. We need players like Harry Maguire. And I do like what I've seen from Bruno Fernandes as well. I think he would be a very, very exciting signing for Manchester United. Somebody that we desperately do need to be a creative talent for us in the centre there. So, centre of the park. Harry Maguire, good player. Not worth 80, 90 million pounds that Leicester City want for him. But Leicester, by rights, they don't really need to get rid of him. Why would they want to get rid of him? He's on a long-term deal. He's a big player for them, a huge player for them. They basically made Harry Maguire. He's been, a very good player for them over the last couple of seasons. And of course, for England, he's an England international. He's going to be part of Southgate's plans for the forthcoming future. So why would you want to get rid of an asset like that for anything less than a small fortune? I understand it from Leicester City's point of view. United sort of need to pay the money. He's not worth it, but we sort of need to pay the money. There you go. Right, guys, I'm going to just have a look at some of your questions and stuff. Thanks again to everybody who is tuning in to this live stream. Sorry I've not done any for the last few days. It's been a little bit busy. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. Starting to sweat a little bit. I'll be totally honest with you, it's quite hot. I'm wearing this hat indoors. It's not a good look for me. Am I coming through loud and clear? That's what I'd like to know, because I've just got a new phone here and I'm not 100% sure. Does it look better? Does it look worse? Can you see all the discrepancies on my face now? Hopefully you can, otherwise what's the bloody point? Ralph Can Crash 65, thank you for stopping by with your comments that says missed you, pig. I missed you too. I don't know if I've seen you before, but even so, I have missed you. Thank you very much for getting involved here and watching. Buster B says, all right, lad. All right to you, Buster. Big D, Yo Pig, Fun Guy. Shout out to you people. We've got an early super chat here from Son Goku, Ian97. How are you doing, buddy? He's commented here and said, why isn't anyone mentioning Icardi if swap happened? Well, Icardi is a good talent. I'd like to see a player like that come to United. I don't know how realistic it is. I mean, in terms of swap deals and things like that, yeah, I mean, we should try and do stuff like that. We really should, pal, because it's more realistic. We get something in return. There's talk about maybe a deal with Real Madrid for Paul Pogba, where maybe they give us some money and we actually get Gareth Bale out of the deal, which to me is the sort of deal that we should be doing at the moment, because not only does it get rid of a player that's not performing, underperforming, it gives us a shot at another top player without having to go through the real transfer process and everything, because you've seen how drawn out that can be. We can just get in the door. We want him, you want Pogba, let's do a deal, agree personal terms with the players, agents, all that sort of stuff, and then it's just a much more smooth thing. Then we've got a player. I don't think it's going to happen. You don't see that happen too often in this day and age. It used to happen a lot more, but yeah, certainly there's other players like Icardi who we could maybe put in with a swap deal, get a player out, get a player in. It makes a lot of sense right now because United are running out of time. I don't understand what this board is doing. I don't understand what Potato Head Woodward's doing. I think he's just peeling himself and making fries all the time out of his own brain because that seems to be all he's got upstairs there. Otherwise, he'd be able to do a bit more business than what United have done so far. Because we've only signed a couple of players. We haven't really addressed the main problem, key areas that United have. And we're about to start our pre-season tour, and the season is fast approaching. And we haven't signed a Maguire, and we haven't signed a Fernandes. You know, it's piss poor from United. It really is. I hear you, man. We do need to talk more about this. Rubel 2009, Kevin Green, Eon Lorenzen. Shout out to you people. Eon comment says, if we give into 20 million along with Lukaku, perhaps they will take Sanchez off our hands as well. I like it, Eon. Yeah, maybe just we could convince them to take him if we gave them all that stuff. But nobody in their right mind is prepared to pay Sanchez that sort of money. So, but you never know. Yeah, like you say, if we just give him for 20 mil and Lukaku, get a couple of mugs off our books. Rubel, Buster Bay, all commenting and saying about Icardi and what a good player he is. Yeah, I mean, he is a very good talent. I'd like to see him sign for Manchester United. I don't think it's that realistic right now. Although, if Lukaku is going in the opposite direction to Serie A, then maybe United should look at trying to do something like that. Alex Rincon comments, Lukaku leaving is fine. Super chat from Alex Rincon, I should say. Thank you very much, pal. Lukaku leaving is fine as long as we replace him and give Mason Greenwood more time. Yeah, developing the youth, I think that's going to be a policy from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He was, of course, part of a special generation of players. Obviously, he wasn't in the class of 92, but he played with all those players. So he's got to know what it's about to bring youth players through at Manchester United. I think you're going to see players like Mason Greenwood give him more of an opportunity, Pereira and people like that. So I do think he has that in mind. Because it allows other players the opportunity to get more chances. But I actually would like to see another quality player signed. I know what you're saying. Give Greenwood more time, Rashford more time, things like that. But United at the moment, you know, we used to have 4 top quality strikers, and we don't have anywhere near that right now. We need to bring, it was maybe a different time. A lot of teams played with 2 strikers up top, York and Cole, for instance. But the game has changed a little bit. But we still need a bit more depth up there. If we got rid of Lukaku, we do need to bring in a suitable replacement. Somebody who's got a bit more quality, who's a bit more advanced in their years and experience than somebody like Mason Greenwood. Because, of course, you can't put all your faith in these younger lads. But definitely I want to see that happen. Definitely I want to see Lukaku go. Definitely I want to see us sign another top quality player. Son Goku says, man, if Juventus get Icardi and Delight, their team is a joke. Not to mention Ramsey and Rabiot and Buffon and Ronaldo. Yes, I know. It's one of those crazy teams, actually. If they do get those players, they have assembled quite a special team. I mean, Ramsey's a great signing. He really is. He's one of those players. Arsenal fans must be, you know, pretty bitterly disappointed about losing Aaron Ramsey because he's been a great player for them over the years, great player for Wales, really quality Premier League player. I think he's going to absolutely smash up Serie A. I think he's going to smash it up. Do you know what I mean? Big D says, can't handle the heat, pig. I know, I need to get out of the kitchen right now, pal, because I'm starting to melt. Alex says, good to see you back, pig. Thank you very much, mate. Missing my Frankenstein's monster rants about Matic. Well, they'll be back, I'm sure. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. When the season proper gets underway, there will be lots and lots of analysis going on about these people. But of course, the tour does take place this weekend. It starts this weekend, I mean. So I will try and do as many videos to do with Manchester United's tour as I can, covering what's going on in the games, covering the performances of the players, my opinions on the players' performances throughout the tour, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's management of the tour, that sort of thing. I will be delving into it, so there won't be too much to miss very, very shortly. Obviously, we've had a bit of a hiatus, if you like, bit of a summer break here on the Flying Pig United YouTube channel, but normal service will be resumed. And you know what? I've just got a little bit of interesting news that I'm going to drop with you. Now I've got you, Alex Rincon, and Alex Rudd's in the house, and there's a couple of the usual Legiondes in the house. I'm going to just drop a little bit of knowledge for you right here. Okay. So you may remember a little fellow, a little Asian fellow named Henry Hotspur, who moved to China a couple of years ago. No, it wasn't a couple of years ago, actually. It's like a year ago. I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, he moved to China, right? And he's not coming back or anything. He's staying in China. But I spoke to him for a lengthy time yesterday, and we are going to be able to now bring back the live Pig in the Hen show. Obviously, it's not live in the same room, but we sort of did a test run the other day just to see if technically we can make it work. And I think that we can make it work. So we will be doing that every single Wednesday at 3 p.m. And we'll be talking football, we'll be talking current events. Who knows what we'll be talking about? We want you guys to tune in. We want you guys to give us your thoughts and opinions about anything we discuss as usual. I know you guys enjoyed the Pig in the Hen show. I missed doing the Pig in the Hen show. Obviously, I missed my friend Henry, who did move to China. So that's one thing. But obviously, we did used to have a nice, fun time doing that, and you guys tuning in and stuff. So for the people who are maybe new to this channel and don't know who Henry Hotspur is, it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? But for you old school legendes who are in here, who have been watching this channel for a long time, obviously you do know Henry Hotspur. So we're going to do the Pig and the Hen show again on a Wednesday around about 3 p.m. UK time every single Wednesday. Boom shakalaka. There you go. So that's actually going to happen. We're going to talk about Manchester United. We're going to talk about Spurs, football, and anything else that tickles our fancy. Yes, our HS comments. Don't think anyone will pay for 150 million for Paul Pogba. Who would in their right mind pay that money for him? We've paid 80 million for him. We've got bad value for money. The only positive from a Paul Pogba signing to me is that you are getting a big commercial entity, a big brand. Somebody can maybe sell shirts. Somebody can help sell products, bring in commercial deals, all that sort of stuff. The profile of the club, maybe it raises the profile of the club just a little bit because of the sheer number of followers that he has. National hero in France, I'm assuming, because he won the World Cup. So it makes a lot of sense to bring in Paul Pogba to your club, but I wouldn't pay 150 million for him. If it was the other way around now, and let's say Paul Pogba stayed at Juventus, and suddenly he went from being the Messiah and he turned into the sort of player that we've seen for the last couple of seasons at United, but it was for Juventus. And there was speculation about him leaving. Will he stay? Will he go? I would not want Manchester United to go out there and pay 150 million pounds for him, even if he does bring those commercial positives to your club, because he's just not a good enough player for 150 million. Do you know what I mean? No way near. Alex Rudd comments, Alexis Sanchez was actually quality during Copa America. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, this man. Does it for Chile, can't do it for United. Look, maybe, just maybe he will surprise us and actually have a good season for us, Alex Rudd. By the way, thanks for stopping by and moderating it. Absolute legend. Yeah, I agree, mate. Like, he is a good player. That's the annoying thing. We've seen that for Arsenal. He was literally Arsenal's best player for years. Basically, after Robin Van Persie left, it's like the mantle was passed to Alexis Sanchez. He was that match winner for Arsenal. Why could he not be the match winner for us? I don't know. I mean, yes, he does look like he tries out there for most of the time. But for whatever reason, he's not been able to replicate the Arsenal form at United. It's very worrying. And like you say, he can do it for Chile, but so can Romelu Lukaku. You look at some of Romelu Lukaku's performances for Belgium, and wow, he looks like an unbelievable talent. Put him in a United shirt, and his balls shrivel up. I don't understand what happens in that guy's brain. Maybe it's the pressure, maybe it's the system, the style of play, the negativity, just the complete burden that Manchester United must have at the moment from years of failure, from years of mediocrity. They've got a lot of pressure on their shoulders and just shit piled on top of them, don't they? So I think that it's just it's a pressure cooker of a place to play your football at the moment, Manchester United, and you're either hot enough to handle it or you've got to get out of the kitchen. That's it. Those are the facts. Like, and some people can, and mentally they can, but other people cannot. Alex Ferguson used to say it all the time. It is not like any other club. You win a game, you cheer, you applaud, you're happy, but then the next one comes, then it's about the next one, then you have to win the next one, then the next one. It's just, that's it. That's the way Manchester United should be. It's not the way we've been over the last few years. Super chat from the brother Data as well. He comments, says, player power, it's not good. Absolutely. I mean, you know, some of the situations that players are putting clubs in at the moment, it goes to show you what sort of a place the game has got to, how sad it is. the amount of money being talked about, the fact that we're signing or potentially signing players like Harry Maguire for £90 million. I mean, it's just absolutely sickening. Players like Neymar, players like Koscielny, like, of course, Alex Rudd, you're an Arsenal fan, so Koscielny has apparently not turned up for training or preseason training or the tour. I just saw a headline. I don't know exactly what's gone on there, but I know that there's a lot of player issues going on at teams at the moment, ourselves included, with Pogba in the press. And that's why I was criticising Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a little bit early on, because I love Ollie and I do believe in him. I do want him to get a fair crack at the whip of being a United manager. But I don't really like the fact he's cozying up to Pogba in the press now and defending him so much, because if it was me, if I was a manager, I would be clearly saying he should not be saying that shite to the media that he did when he was in Japan, about maybe it's the right time to leave United and look for a new challenge. I would not be happy about that if I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but he's defending him. And I don't like that personally. I would have publicly fined the lad. Anyway, that's it. But I hope he does find him a new club. If not, I mean, I guess he's looking at the fact that maybe other clubs are just not going to come in for the transfer of him. They're not going to come up with the money. They're not going to sign Paul Pogba. So we may well be stuck with Paul Pogba. But he seems like out of the three prima donna players that we've got there that are on huge money, Pogba, Sanchez and Lukaku, Pogba seems like the one that would be in the most demand. He'd be the one that would make a lot of commercial sense for a big club like Real Madrid. So I do hope that happens. My ideal situation is we get Gareth Bale from Real Madrid and we give them Paul Pogba and they give us, some money. That would be absolutely amazing, because I know Gareth Bale's an injury-prone little melt, but come on, he is some player, isn't he? I know he's hated by Madrid fans at the moment, I absolutely know, but come on, the lad is some player, isn't he? He really is. Just amazing footballer. Some of the performances you see, especially when he was in the Premier League, when I was watching it week in, week out, what he was doing for Spurs, absolute match winner. Then over in Madrid, he has been successful. He has won plenty of things. He has been a good player in their side. Maybe he's not taken over the mantle from Ronaldo. Maybe that's why Madrid fans don't like him in some of his comments in the press. He does seem to act like a bit of a prima donna with this player power that you mentioned, Alex Rudd. Absolutely. But he's still a very, very talented footballer, and I would love to see him at United. We should have signed him. You could probably go back, actually. There may be a video that I did, one of the first videos I ever did, and I don't know if it's still on here, actually, but you could put Gareth Bale to Real Madrid, whatever it was, 80 million. And my reaction is on there, and I am bitterly disappointed that United didn't at least try and sign the lad, because I always thought he was a great player. Do I think that's realistic? I mean, hey, if Real Madrid want Pogba and they want rid of Gareth Bale and Gareth Bale wants out, hey, it could be a win-win for everybody. Alex Roger says Sanchez is either just south or north of 30. Yeah, I think he's 31, so he's not even that old, to be fair. He's still got plenty of time left in him. I don't get why he's not done it for United. Some players just don't fit, whatever it may be. Juan Sebastian Veron, great player, comes to United, can't do it. There's loads and loads and loads of players that have done that over the years. And I think these are just a couple of the players that it just doesn't happen for whatever reason. Matt Friel says, no, Gareth Bale. Yeah, a lot of people are opposed to Gareth Bale because they do think he's a prima donna. We would have to pay him a huge amount of money, which I don't know if United should be doing at the moment. He's also just likely to not play that much because he is a complete little sick note. He will, he gets up in the morning, he goes into training, he's put his forehead on the radiator, he's licked his palms, he's got a cold, he's got a fever, he can't train today. He's a complete sick note. So, no, he does get injured a lot, that's what I'm saying. He's injury prone, so that's a problem. It's a problem if you're paying somebody £500,000 a week to sit on the bench and be injured, not even on the bench. Ali Hussein says Ben Yedder is a good shout. What a player he is. Ben Yedder, absolutely. Would love to see a player like Ben Yedder come in. Lukaku out the door, Ben Yedder in. I think he's a quality player, a player that United should be looking for. A technical player, really technical, skillful, great dribbler. I would absolutely love to see that happen. Ollie Mikhail regularly comments, hello, do you think Lukaku will stay? Do you know what? I don't think Lukaku will stay this transfer window because I think United are looking to change. We're looking to generate a bit of money. We're looking to get some of these high-paid players off our books, and we do need a transitional period where we get some players out, get some players in. He's maybe one of those players that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has highlighted as not being the type of player that he wants in the system that he's going to play. So I think it is going to happen. I just think the stumbling block may be the asking price because we want what we pay for him. We want 75 million. With the way the market's going at the moment, that's a fair amount. He's paid a lot of money. He's got a lot of time left on his contract still. It is good value for money if you're a team, Inter or Juventus or whoever it may be. It's good value for money to get a player like Romelu Lukaku, still in the peak years of his career, still a great player for his international side, Belgium. He will be a good player for you. He will be, especially in the Serie A. It's just not quite as cutting edge, competitive, physical, boom, tempo as the Premier League. So it only benefits these types of players because they get a little bit more time on the ball. That's one area I suppose you could argue that Serie A is still amazing at. It's defensively, they are still absolutely right up there. The way that the types of players that they have, where it be Chiellini, Barzagli, whatever. There's so many players in Serie A that are really great defenders. Young Mirage comments, Bruno Fernandes, Savic, and a defender. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about Savic. I think he's had a great season last season. I'd love to see him added to the side as well, because I do think he's a quality player too, from what we've seen from him. Milikovic Savic, whatever his name is. Steven Zevon says, Ollie said he'd be ruthless. Now he's saying he's patient. Yeah, that sickens me. It's like, make your mind up, pal, okay? Get your pressures in your hand. Look at it. Decide what your outcome is going to be. Decide what your plan of action is going to be and stick to it. Get that ring, pal. Do you know what I mean? Get that pressures. But no. What's he do? He chucks it in the well, allows that little Frodo mug to get hold of it. Now he's got to get it back. All I'm saying is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should have stuck to his guns on this one. He should be being ruthless. He should be getting rid of players. He should be talking about players in the press, not only in a positive light. You shouldn't be allowed to go and flap your gums to the press and talk about a potential move away from United when, you know, the club is not around, just to cause an issue, or maybe you've been instructed by your agent. But this came out of Paul Pogba's mouth at the end of the day. Another super chat here from Son Goku. Thank you very much, Ian97. He comments, I need a shower. Ain't smelling great at the moment. Well, it's a little bit too much information there, Son Goku, but appreciate you super chatting just to tell us that. Okay then. No, thank you very much. My advice to you there, you can ask me anything, you can comment anything on these live streams. My answer to you would be, go and take a shower, pal. That seems to be the logical solution right there. Etradem's comments, how many of our players would get into City's or Liverpool's first 11? Love it. What a great question. Let's talk about that. This is my opinion. Okay, so realistically, okay, Liverpool or City, right, okay, well, David De Gea would. Only, of course, Alisson and Edison, they're top keepers as well, but David De Gea would absolutely get in their team 100%. Now, we could get some players in their squad, that's for sure. We could definitely get some players in their squad. I'm just really struggling with that one, actually. Don't think Rashford would, don't think Sanchez would, don't think Pogba would. I mean, you know, don't think so. Don't think so. So, no, that's basically it, David De Gea. That's what I think about it. Anybody I missed? Rod comments, we didn't pay Ramsey. We should have. Absolutely, you should have. He is a quality player. He deserved it for his service to Arsenal over the years. He's only going to go and have a great career over in Serie A now. It's an absolute freaking double daymare from the Gooners to let him go. It really is. I mean, it's like, you know, we got rid of Ander Herrera when we could have paid him the money. He's got a better deal elsewhere. It's similar with the Ramsey situation. The only difference is Ramsey's a better player, really, and he's been a better servant to his club than Ander Herrera has. Herrera's been a great servant to us, give us 100%, but over a course of a few years. Ramsey's been there for bloody years, man. He's always been a good player for you, so it's crazy to me why you'd let a player like that leave, but I guess he just wasn't part of the new manager's plans, really. Jarvis Cocker, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by in the live stream. He comments and says, hey Pig, sorry I'm late. Hope you are doing all right. Lukaku will bring us good money and open a spot for Greenwood. That seems to be what a lot of people are wanting, is the opportunity given to Mason Greenwood. Fair play, man. I'd like to see him brought on as well, but I'm not convinced that he can just step up and be that goal scorer, be that player that we could instantly rely on. Not saying that he can't be in the future. We saw Rashford when he broke on the scene, what an impact he had, but it's difficult to expect a player to get up to that level. We need strength in depth as well, but I hear you, man. Definitely, let's get more game time to Greenwood. I'd love to see a good young player like that given more games and trying to reach that potential than somebody like Lukaku, who's at this sort of stall in his career. Lee Matthews, great to see you too. Thank you very much. Stephen Seven. Listen, lads and lasses. Oh, we've got a super chat here from Jarvis Cocker. He comments and says, here's a gift for the Pig and the Hen Show. Stay cool. Thank you very much, pal. Much appreciated for that. You absolute legend. I don't know what currency that is, but he's just sent me 20 knock. He's just sent me 20 knock. That's freaking awesome. Thank you very much. I was about to wrap this live stream up there before you did that. So thank you very much for getting involved here. Nick Pendragon from Perth, Australia comments, "G'day from WA, Perth, Australia, mate. Jones didn't react well when you yelled pink boots. Maybe adding fairy boots is what did it." I don't even know what you're on about, mate. Sounds like you're a classic pissed off Aussie pal. Pop another shrimp on a barbie, open up another tinny, and you have yourself a freaking good day, mate, because that doesn't make any sense. No, thank you. Love you, Nick. Thank you very much for getting involved here. We're looking forward to smashing up Perth on Saturday. Rod with a cheeky super chat. I need to go, guys. You know, you keep super chatting in here. Obviously, I have to read them out. It'd be rude not to. Comments and says, Lauren Koscielny went AWOL, isn't joining Arsenal. I mean, what is he doing? He's supposed to be Arsenal's captain, isn't he? Wasn't he Arsenal's captain last time I heard? He's not turning up. Pfft, joke club, mate. Absolute joke club. Think United's joke club. Arsenal like joke club. No, thank you very much there, pal. Share Myers comments, Ollie's being too nice with these players. He needs to be ruthless like Pep and Marino. Absolutely. Out with the old, in with the new. Sort yourself out. Do the business, Ollie. Time for a bit of change. Right, guys, I'm going to have to wrap it up now. Vince says 20 knock is £2 Big. That's sick. Thank you very much. Norwegian krona. So we've got a bit of Scandinavian currency in here to go along with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's like a good luck charm for the season there, man. Thank you very much. That is literally a good omen. I think that's a good omen, don't you? We've just got 20 knock for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Anyway, everybody who's tuned in, thanks so much for stopping by on the live stream. Do us a favour, smash a like on this video, give it a share, help this channel out. Come back on Wednesday, 3 p.m. for the live Pig and the Hen Show, 3 p.m. UK time with Henry Hotspur. It'd be great to see him, see what he thinks about United, football, Spurs, Simon and Dombele, all that sort of stuff. See what that prat has to say for himself. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button and click that little bell button as well to be notified when I post a video. Follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD for upcoming Manchester United content, football content, videos, Pig and the Head Show Wednesday. Keep your eyes peeled for an announcement. Anyway, I'll see you soon. This is the Pig on Flying Pig United. I hope this came through live and clear because, like I said, I've got a new device here, so we're not 100% sure how it's gonna look. But hopefully, it looks okay. Hope it's not too overexposed. Hopefully, you can't see the second head that I've got on my face currently. But you have yourselves a freaking good one. This is the Pig. Take it easy. I'll speak to you very, very soon. Hopefully there's a bit of good United news in terms of bringing quality players in and also getting rid of some of the shite. Au revoir, Paul Pogba. Au revoir, Romelu Lukaku. And bye in Chilean to Alexis Sanchez. Anyway, I'll see you soon. This is the Pig. Take it easy. Boom Chanka.